Hi boys and girls. Today we're going to be using Brainpop Jr. to create a concept map showing the life cycle of a frog. So we're going to access Brainpop Jr. using Seesaw, and you're just going to go into activities and you're going to click on Brainpop, the assignment that says Brainpop Jr. And we're going to click right on the website. And then when I'm in Brainpop Jr., I'm going to go to search, to the search bar, and I'm going to type in frogs. Okay, and then my very first topic here is frogs. This is what I want here. I'm going to click on frogs. Okay, so here's the video on frogs, but we've already watched the video on frogs. We're not going to watch it here again because they include an option to rewatch the video in the Make a Map application. So I'm going to click on here, the box that says Make a Map. It looks like a number bond, which we use in math all the time. And here it brings me to my workspace. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you two options for how to make a map. Okay, so one thing that you can do is if you're not sure about the life cycle of the frog and you want to rewatch the video, you don't have to watch the whole thing. You can click on the movie and you can just fast forward to the tab that talks about the life cycle of a frog. So I'm going to open it up and you see this notebook section here. That's where it tells you the topics. So I can just click here on this brown circle, and this will allow me to fast forward through the video. And I'm going to fast forward a little more. Life cycle right here. So how do frogs grow and change? How a living thing grows and changes. And what I can do is I can screenshot, I can make a capture of the pictures of each stage of the life cycle from the video that I want to use. The benefit of using the video to make the screen capture is it actually shows you a little video clip in each stage of your life cycle on your map that explains the stage. So it makes it a little more animated and it brings a little more life to your map. So I'm just going to show you how I do that. So the first thing I might want to show is here. This is the adult frog laying eggs because that's really the beginning of, that's how the life cycle begins. So I'm going to stop here and I'm going to click on this camera. And, oh, it actually, hold on, I'm sorry. Go back a little bit. This is the one that I wanted. So let me click on that. Yep, this one. All right, and then I can just drag it down, right? I can drag it down and see this little text box here underneath. Okay, so this is like we've been studying nonfiction. I could make a little label underneath and some little labels to show what stage of the life cycle. So I'm going to say adult frog laying eggs. Okay, you see these little boxes in the corners? That's going to allow me to shrink my picture because I want to be able to fit at least 6 stages for the life cycle. So I'm going to put that here. Okay, and then, I want to click on it, click back on it because I do need this arrow to bring me to the next picture. Well, actually, let me bring the next picture down. It'll allow me to connect them better there. Okay, so I'm going to shrink this one. Shrink it up a little more. Okay, and here is the eggs. And I want to connect them. So if I click in the middle here on this pencil, I can change the direction of the arrow to the way that I want it. So here I just want the arrow going, showing that it's going up. This is the starting point. And just like I showed you before, if I click on these little arrows here, this is a play button. Listen.
And changes. Female frogs lay tiny, soft eggs in the water.
So it's telling me, it's basically
Tadpoles
narrating
hatch from the eggs.
It's narrating the stage here. Here.
Female frogs lay tiny. Female Female frogs lay tiny, soft eggs
Sometimes
in
it
the
goes
water.
back a little bit, so it will show you. Here it
Tadpoles
is.
hatch from the eggs.
It's kind of cool that it narrates it. So this would be the next step. I'm going to show you one more time. I'm going to click on the camera, right? I'm going to bring my picture over. I'm going to label it, and this is going to be my tadpole because a tadpole hatches from the egg. Now my arrow is facing the wrong direction. I want it to make sure it's facing the right direction so it shows the correct stage of the life cycle. Let me move this, make this a little bit smaller here. So I'm going to click on my arrow. Hold on. I don't know why it's not cooperating with me. There we go. And now I can change the direction of my arrow. Sometimes it's a little bit of a trial and error. And that's okay. You can play around with it as you go. This is new, but it's fun. You'll have fun while you're doing it. Okay, so I'm not going to show you the whole life cycle because that's your job to do that. Okay, but that's just one way that you can make your map. Okay, another way, I'm just going to delete these so I can show you the other way. The other way is that without using the clips from the movie, I can just use these ovals here and boxes to create my life cycle. But I also want to make sure that I have pictures because I want to make my map very clear. So here's my pictures, and I can use the pictures to click on them. So the first stage would be the egg. So here, if I click on it, same thing as if I click on the camera, it brings the picture over. And the rest is the process is pretty much the same. You have your label. I'm going to label. Oh, I clicked on the wrong one. Hold on, let me click on this one. That was my bad. This is the first stage, right? The adult frog lays the eggs. So here, adult frog lays the eggs. I can shrink it up, make it a little bit smaller. Okay, and then I have this one I'm going to bring over. Let me delete this one. Click on it, you can delete it. Just click on it, right? Once you get the outline, you can delete it. So I'm going to label this one, and here's the eggs. And I'm going to connect my arrow. Once I get that pencil in the middle, I can adjust the way that I want the arrow to go. Oopsies. I don't know what just happened there. Oh, these arrows are a little bit different. That's okay. So let me get rid of this. Hold on. But I want to get rid of this one. I just want it to go one way. So it goes like this. And again, you can move it either any way you want. Okay, and then I'll just show you one more. So what happens after the eggs? We have our tadpole hatches out. I click on it. Here's my picture. I can drag it over. I'm going to label it. Click off of it. Oh, here I have to change the direction of my arrow. I can shrink it up a little bit. When I click on, I don't want to do that. Hold on. Click on the arrow here, and I get my pencil. And when I get my pencil, I can click on the direction that I want the arrow to go. I think it's just going to be the gray arrow that's going to, I think it's like that, but I don't know why it's not. Hold on. See, it takes a little, you can't get frustrated, just have to play with it a little bit until you get the arrow in the right position. I think that's the way I want it. There we go. See, it just takes a couple tries until you get it positioned the way that you want it. And then I'm going to keep working my way around. So you should have at least 6 stages in the phases of the life cycle. You could add in some extra stages, like at the end. Some of you might want to show the stage between the after the frog grows its front legs before it becomes a frog. You can show that it's a froglet and show that its tail is shrinking up. So you can use the different animations from the video to make your life cycle as detailed as you want, but it must have at least the 6 stages with the labels and the arrows pointing in the correct direction. Okay, so have fun with this. We can use this for many different topics. It's a really good way of showcasing what you've learned and reviewing what you've learned to help you explain the life cycle. The pictures really help to explain it and show it. All right, so when you are done, you can you can hit print, and you can print out your final life cycle for me. And then we can also upload it to Seesaw, and we can save it there as well, because we're going to be doing something with that for our final project. Okay, so have fun.